So many Americans who love our country are looking at the growing threats to the U.S. Constitution and our pillar principles and wondering about the way forward. Where do we go from here? We'd like to suggest that looking back is the way forward. Today, I'm going to tell you about a man named Charles, who was descended from Irish kings. His grandfather moved to the province of Maryland 333 years ago, in the autumn of 1688. A province that had been founded 54 years prior as a place where religious minorities could find safe haven. To commemorate their new home, his grandfather modified the family's coat of arms to display a hawk uprising instead of the passively postured hawk that had previously graced it. He also adopted a new motto, quote, "Anywhere so long as it be free," end quote. In the family's new homeland, Charles found incredible financial success, but for many years did not experience the religious liberty that had been sought out by his grandfather. As a Roman Catholic, Charles's religious beliefs were viewed dimly, interfering with his ability to fully participate in society. Charles had been home educated until he was 10 years old, after which time he received instruction overseas. Having considered the quality of the education his parents had secured for him, he wrote to his father, quote, "I can easily see the great affection you have for me by sending me here to a college where I may not only be a learned man, but also be advanced in piety and devotion," end quote. Upon returning from his overseas learning, he quickly became engaged in the issues facing his community and addressing what he called, quote, "our oppressive laws," end quote. In any case, he was unable to participate in public life in any official capacity due to his religious beliefs. Public life became a royal mess, no pun intended, when the royal governor of Maryland had unilaterally dissolved the legislative assembly of the people because that legislative body had taken action to rein in the governor's abuse of power. Of course, we here today in the United States have plenty of similar examples of governors exceeding the bounds of their legitimate authority. But let's get back to our story about Charles, who used his pen in a fantastic way to stand against those who were oppressing the colonial patriots. Charles became engaged in a debate set in the public forum of the Maryland Gazette, where his pen name was First Citizen. He contended against an individual who supported the royal governor's actions, a man who used the pen name of Antolon. Charles capably contended for the patriot cause in the pages of the Gazette, and the exchange between First Citizen and Antolon was widely read. Antolon, whose actual name was Daniel Delaney, was a well-known lawyer and member of the governor's council and secretary of the colony. In the public exchange, Mr. Delaney attacked Charles's religious beliefs and attempted to undermine and threaten him in various ways. In the end, however, at 36 years of age, Charles's words succeeded in galvanizing the liberty-loving patriots in Maryland, and in a local election 3 months later, the Patriots Party won by a landslide. The first act of the newly elected legislators was to print an open letter in the Gazette thanking Charles. 1 year later, a large crowd gathered at Annapolis, Maryland, to address injustices against one of their fellow colonies. A committee of correspondence was appointed to adopt measures in response to the issue, and Charles was appointed to the committee, his first opportunity at formal public service. Charles's life was only beginning to get interesting at this point, and we'll explain why in a future video. But here's the spoiler just so you can look forward to it. Charles was Charles Carroll of Carrollton, signer of the Declaration of Independence. Friends, we've been told over and over again that the United States of America and the men and women who built it don't represent anything particularly exceptional in the history of humanity or nations. And this has caused the love we have for our nation to fade, and along with it, any motivation to defend it. We've been lied to. Charles Carroll of Carrollton was an exceptional man. And today, on our watch, the country he helped forge is being destroyed from within by those who hate America's constitutional republic and want to morph it into a tyrannical state. The way forward is to look back, and as we do, we'll fall in love all over again with the country our forefathers lovingly bestowed to us. We might even be able to share in the sentiment that Charles shared with his father, saying, "We can easily see the great affection you had for us, by leaving to us not only a nation, but one that we could live free in. We must not despair. Although we are discouraged by the anti-pillar and anti-constitutional momentum, we can see gaining steam in our republic. Members of the Pillar citizen community are motivated by a variety of beliefs. However, speaking for myself as a Christian, my hope is in the Lord Jesus Christ, and I'll continue to fight for the Pillar principles and this constitutional republic as a way to bring glory to Him. I understand that my efforts will have a direct correlation to the suffering or blessing my posterity will experience after my time on this earth is done. Humanly speaking, none of us currently possess precise clarity as to the exact steps necessary for American patriots to once again prevail. No matter, we must continue fighting. Answers will come. Think of men like General George Washington, who led our military against the world power of the day. He certainly didn't know the exact path that would lead the colonies to victory, yet each day he woke up and fought for what he believed to be good, right, and true. Many times, success seemed as unlikely as our present-day governing officials demonstrating character and courage. But nonetheless, he never gave in to despair. He knew truth was on his side, and he pleaded with God for mercy and aid. We can take encouragement and inspiration from our founding fathers who faced similar but much greater challenges. It is also important to remind one another that people who think like we do are by no means a vanishing commodity. Remember, roughly 75 million Americans voted against the soon-coming presidential administration and the policies that will be brought along with it. Friends, it's more important than ever that we league together. So if you're not already a part of the Patriot League's Pillar Citizen community, visit pillarcitizen.com and join us today. Until next time, this is Aaron Robertson for the Pillars.